Meantime, back here in New York City, authorities are stepping up security ahead of Sunday's marathon. Some 50,000 runners plan on attending the event, an annual event that brings millions of spectators as well, which comes just days after 8 people were killed in the city's deadliest terror attack since 9/11. And now the suspect's sister is speaking out, reportedly saying her brother wanted to come home to Uzbekistan, but never actually spoke badly of the U.S. Bryan Llenas is live in Lower Manhattan with more. He's been covering the story all week long. And Bryan, the investigation goes on as New Yorkers continue to pay their respects for the victims.
Good evening, Julie. That's right. We are here at the scene like we have been all week, where there has been a memorial with 8 crosses for the 8 victims mowed down by this terrorist. Now, today was the wake for a Darren Drake. He's the 32-year-old New Jersey man who was mowed down, one of the 2 Americans killed in this attack. There were 5 Argentines that were killed and 1 Belgian. Now, Darren Drake's wake today was huge crowds. He gets buried on Monday. Now, all of this was as people all day today, bicyclists and runners, have been coming here to pay their respects. We spoke to a Jessica Kleinecht. She is the mother of 3 daughters, and she was with her husband, always going down this same bike path. She talked about having to talk to her daughters about what took place on Tuesday.
It's something I wish I never had to explain to them, and unfortunately, we do. I talked to her about the victims and how they were great people, how we need to honor them by having, appreciating every day that we have here.
Now, this 29-year-old terrorist suspect, obviously the investigation continues into him. His sister speaking on a radio station saying that she believes her brother was a good guy. She doesn't understand how this happened and that he was, quote, brainwashed. And that kind of focuses on what the investigation is all about right now. There's no doubt that he was self-radicalized and was an ISIS sympathizer. That happened sometime here while he was in the United States since 2010. Authorities also believe he acted alone, but now they're really starting to question friends and other accomplices, perhaps to see if there are any other accomplices or what people may have known about his self-radicalization, Julie.
Yeah, Bryan. And how does the NYPD plan on protecting the New York City Marathon tomorrow?
Well, they say it's going to be the tightest security that this marathon has ever seen. We're talking about more observation teams, more sniper teams, double, in fact. They're also going to have blocker vehicles set up all throughout the marathon. We're talking about 26.2 miles through all 5 boroughs, and they say that there's going to be a ton of personnel. Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York spoke today.
There will be 2 or 3 times as many people deployed. You'll have thousands of officers on duty this weekend. But I want to stress this is just a precautionary measure. We have no information that points to any issues.
1,000 marathon runners, 2.5 million spectators. Many of these runners will be running with a heavy heart, no doubt, with this on their minds. Julie?
Bryan Llenas, thank you. And of course, you'll be covering that for us tomorrow.